Ultimately, we are deep believers in the physical attributes of fiber. So I think one way to think about it is people are like, oh, isn't satellite going to completely replace the need for fiber? Or isn't wireless going to completely replace the need for fiber? The sort of way I explain it is if you take like a paper towel roll and you whisper in one end and you can hear it really loud on the other end, but if you whisper at the same volume, it's harder to hear. If you're trying to do something with satellite or wireless, that's just a wave. And so being able to constrain a wave in a piece of fiber is always going to be several orders of magnitude more efficient for conveying large amounts of data relative to broadcasting it over an open medium like the air, which is like satellite or wireless. So at the physics level, there is a fundamental advantage for using fiber, and having fiber infrastructure that's in the ground is going to be a long-term asset that only increases in value over time. Now, how you monetize that with keeping up with the latest bleeding edge of 100 gig or 400 gig or whatever the next speed is, absolutely, we're going to stay at the front edge of that. But fundamentally, it's based on what are the physical attributes of the infrastructure asset that is in the ground. And we are deep believers in the long-term value of that physical asset.
From an amortization schedule, is there a timeline to glass? Let's take glass as an example. After 20 years, after 30 years, is there some significant benefit over kind of greenfield glass today versus the fiber that was put in the early and mid 2000s?
The glass that was put in the ground in the early 2000s has lower attenuation. So basically, if you push a laser through that piece of glass, that light will diffract faster. So it does require a bit more expensive gear that you put on the end of that fiber. But the fiber they put in the ground 20, 25 years ago is still usable.